Hey fellow rockstars, Dr. Dan here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to use WP Twin and how to deploy basically to create a copy. Well, I don't know if you call it a copy, but for you to deploy this entire theme with all the settings, plugins, everything that you see here will basically be on your server on whatever domains you want, and then you could just rinse and repeat, all of as much as you want. So the first thing you want to do is you actually want to go to WP Twin. You want to go to the back end. So once you purchase this, you'll actually once you log in with the username and password that you're given, once you purchase it, you'll be taken to this page, and where it says your downloads, you just click your downloads or read more or any of those, and you can see right here, click to download. So right now they're on version 2.8. So by the time you watch this video, they might be on a different version, but it all should be pretty much exactly the same. So not really too difficult. One thing I did want to point out is, obviously you want to, first purchase your domain name. Then you also want to point it towards your servers. I actually prefer to use Namecheap. That's actually one I like to use for purchasing my domain names. Just a very, very easy user interface. The other for hosting I like to use is HostGator. By far, definitely the best service I've ever used. And then this is assuming that you know how to install Fantastico or install WordPress using Fantastico or Fantastico or whatever the hell they call that, or however they pronounce that. So once you do all that and you've installed WordPress, that's all you need to do. Once you do that, you'll actually be given, or you'll use your own username and password and all that kind of stuff. Now, one thing I want to point out is sometimes it might take anywhere from 1 minute to 10 minutes. I've actually seen it take as long as 20 minutes at times for for you to to set that up for your WordPress install to take effect. And it doesn't happen all that often, but sometimes it does, and it kind of freaks me out. I'm like, what the hell's going on? What happened, But, if that does happen, then you'll just end up seeing this page when you try to go to the domain / WP-admin, which will take you to control panel. If you see this page where it says connection is timed out or something similar to this, then you just have to wait a little bit longer for your WordPress install to actually take place. And then once it does take place, it'll actually look like this right here. So it'll be, once you go to your WP-admin, it'll actually take you to this, like a page like this, where you basically log in. And your new install, so if you click right here, your install will actually look like this right here. And so this is what it looks like once you install it. And this is what we want it to look like. Okay. So here are the steps that are involved. So the first thing that we want to do is eventually you're going to need to log in. Okay. So let's go ahead and log in here. Do admin. Let's go ahead and log in. So once you are logged in, let me close this right here. You're going to need an FTP service or client or whatever the hell they call it, or program. Personally, the one I really, really like is CyberDuck. Really simple to use. I love the drag and drop features. I'm using it on a Mac, so on Windows it might look just a little bit different. Not 100% sure because I've never used it on a Windows PC computer. But free, so that's one thing I love as well, is it's free. Really great service. You could donate to it as well. So you can just go to cyberduck.ch and you can actually download it. And then once you download it, something you got to keep in mind, whether you're using a CyberDuck or a different FTP program, is once you launch it, let me go over to CyberDuck. This is one of the problems that I had when I was using what is called WP Twin, and it took a while to figure out why I was doing that. So let's go ahead and click on that. And what was happening was the permissions. The permissions were changing. So I don't know if your current FTP might change the permissions on you, might screw things up, just like CyberDuck did. So all you need to do is go to CyberDuck up here into the to the menu for CyberDuck, and go to preferences. And again, on a Windows, it might look a little bit different. And then once you open that, the window actually popped up on my second screen. So once that pops up, what you want to actually do is go over here to permissions. So I think I'm on transfers. So yeah, transfers and then permissions, which is right here. And this is actually, I believe by default, this is actually selected. And this is actually what was screwing everything up. So for uploads, you just want to unselect that. So that way it doesn't say anything there. And then once you do that, you can actually just close it. On a Mac, it actually saves the settings like that. And once you do that, you shouldn't have a problem. So if you don't know what I was talking about, then just do it. Do exactly what I just told you to do, and you will actually be fine. Okay, so once you launch CyberDuck, I'm actually going to show you a screenshot right here. You want to go into your root domain. So this is actually all my domains right here. And you want to click on the root domain, which is the one right there. The one I'm actually installing on is buyforeclosuresanfrancisco.com. It's actually just a little test site that I was kind of playing around with. So I figured I'd just use that to make this quick video. So if you end up going to that site to see what I did or whatnot or what's over there, it might be different at the time that you actually watch this video, only because I'm only using this test site only to show you guys how to install this. So, you know, a couple weeks after I make this video, I might change that domain or it might disappear. I don't know. So just a little bit fair bit warning right there. So once you click on the domain name, on your root domain, the next thing you're actually going to see, let's go over here. The next thing you're actually going to see is this is actually all the files and folders for WordPress. So this is all in the root domain buyforeclosuresanfrancisco.com. So this is all just the regular standard install from WordPress. So what we need to do is when you download WP Twin, again, this is version 2.80 or 2.8. You actually get two files, WP Twin PHP and WP Twin, WP Twin deploy.php. So this file right here, this is actually the one that you use to clone, to clone a site. So we're not going to use that right here because we're actually just deploying the site. And then if you want to clone it, that's what you would use. And you can watch the video instructions, tutorials within WP Twins. It's all pretty self-explanatory how to clone a site. So here's how we deploy it. So we want to deploy, we're going to go ahead and just drag this file just anywhere in here. So we're just putting it right here in the main folder. We don't want to put it in one of these folders. And you'll actually see that, let me go right here. So this is actually, this is the file that we just installed, right? All right, now the next thing we actually want to add is the actual file for the, what is it called? For the, where is that folder? Oh, here we go. So the next thing we want to do is once you have my cloned site, the one-page WordPress cloned site, which is right here. So once you have that, you downloaded it, right? It's right here. Let's go back over here. So the clone site, now you don't want to drop the zip folder right in there because when you downloaded this file that for my one-page WordPress site, you actually have to open it or unzip it, and now you'll get a folder. Now inside the folder, I actually give you two headers. One is actually a blank header. Actually, both of them are blank headers. And as you can see, one's the opposite side, one's that side. So you can actually put your own text on there if you want to use this header. And then you can actually upload it later on. And I have another video that actually explains how to do all that stuff. So you're not going to actually put these in the folders or anywhere around here or anything like that. You also have a text file, which actually has like the username and password and all that kind of stuff on how to do this. Or I'm sorry, the username and the password for the clone site. Because once you install this, all that stuff's going to be rewritten to what this clone site is. So no matter what you made your password and your username for the site that you actually, or for the WordPress that you installed, it's going to be wiped out and it's going to be replaced with the one that's in this actual one. So hopefully that made sense. So what you need is you need this WPT file, the WP Twin one-page WordPress or WP site. This is the one that we're actually just going to drag and drop in here as well, right here in the root folder. We're just waiting for that to finish right here. All right, once it's done, so let me go ahead and close that. We don't need this anymore right here. And we'll just keep this right over here. All right, so once it's done, the next thing we want to do is we actually want to go to this right here. So whatever your domain name is, I might actually do this the easy way. So I'm just going to copy URL. Okay. So whatever the domain name is, we actually want to go to, I'm going to paste that, change it from here to here. So whatever the domain name is, so for instance, this one, buyforeclosuressanfrancisco.com/WP-twin deploy.php. So basically it's whatever that, this folder, this right here, WP-twin deploy.php. So whatever the domain is, and then this afterwards. So just like I did right here. So this wouldn't actually be yours. You wouldn't put this here. You'd put your domain name, .com, .org, .net, whatever it is, /, and then this would actually go right here. Okay. So once you do that, we're going to go ahead and click. There we go. Now it's going to ask you for your product registration email. So we're actually going to be covering this up so you won't see what it is. Going to go validate now. And then you'll be taken to this page. So to deploy your clone, you just follow these instructions. I just leave these both selected because it's going to delete the clone file after deploying, and then it's going to delete the script as well. So, and right here, it's already selected. This is actually the only folder in there. If there was multiple versions of whatever, clone site I put in there, if I had more than one clone site in there, it would actually say, oh, do you want this one or this one? So, and another thing to keep in mind too is if you weren't logged into WordPress, remember in the beginning I told you to log into that WordPress site, it would have asked you to log in. It wouldn't have taken you through this process yet. So now we just click deploy clone and we just wait for it and it's done. See how fast that was? Super easy, super simple. Okay. So now if we can go ahead and close this right here. You can see the sample site right here. Let's go ahead and, what I'm going to do? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to put this over here. Let's paste and go and see what the site looks like now. Just like that. See? So we went from this to this. And you see buyforeclosure.com or buyforeclosures, sanfrancisco.com, all right here. Every single thing that was on this site, that was on the other site the original site that I showed you, so everything that I showed you on the test site is now here. Every single thing, the video links, the images, every single thing. How cool is that? Really simple to do. And as you know, watch those videos, you can actually clone. Once you tweak this, and let's say I'm going to change this and I want this to be for, let's say, plumbing. So let's say I want to do San Jose plumbing. And then the next one I want to do like San Francisco plumbing. Then I want to do, Santa Clara plumbing or some other city or anything like that. Then I can just keep making new ones and just cloning them and just rinse and repeat. So you can see how super simple that is. So another thing to keep in mind, like I had mentioned, is when you go to the dashboard, you can't actually use, let me go to the admin right here. Remember what I said is it actually wipes clean whatever username and password you were using before. So that's where you go into the text file that's provided in the zip file that I gave you, and you can go ahead and put in the username, which is admin, and then the password, which is one click. Just going to put that in there. And now we're in. So now you can actually update your plugins and all that kind of stuff, and then just tweak the titles and everything that you want to change, your the email, all that stuff. And I have another video that actually goes through a lot of that other stuff as well. Another thing to keep in mind too is you probably want to go in here and change the login details, because you don't want to keep the password at one click. That was just a temporary password for you guys. So you definitely want to go in there and change that. All right, guys. So that is it. Hope you enjoyed the video and have fun cloning your sites.